Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Adams Predicts Romeo and Juliet. This video is going to focus in on the Edexcel exam, so Literature Paper 1A. I'm going to take you through all of the extracts that have come up and just see if we can spot any areas of the play that are sort of lacking. And then I'll take you through all of the big themes from the last few years. See if we can spot any trends or patterns just to give you a bit of a steer for your revision focus. As always, I have to say I don't have a crystal ball and there are no guarantees here, so make sure that you are revising broadly and widely, covering a good range. But for now, let's get predicting. Okay, sorry, lots of information on this page. So these are all the extracts that have come up in all of the past papers, but also on the samples and specimens. So you'll notice it's very character-based. The last few years have all been individual characters. Okay, actually, you know, we've not had a relationship question since 2017, so I am wondering about whether or not it's going to be a relationship between, because we have had Juliet and her mother and obviously Tybalt and Mercutio. The other thing that I'm noticing is that there's not very much from Act 2. And so then I thought, oh, wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't it be gorgeous if they gave us like the big scene in Act 2 and we actually got to see Romeo and Juliet? So there is a possibility that we might get a Romeo and Juliet relationship question. That would be so cool, maybe in Act 2. A character who's not had much focus is Benvolio. So maybe one of Benvolio's sections, you know, where he's kind of presented as the peacekeeper, maybe like the way that he retells the you know, the fight in the streets at the very beginning of the play, maybe. Another relationship that I thought might come up could be Juliet and her father, because we, you know, like I said, we've had Juliet and her mother in the sample, but Juliet and her father, we could get the my fingers itch scene, which would be stunning if that happened. So it's very difficult to predict extracts, obviously, because they can literally open up whatever page they want. So, you know, just dip in, just make sure you're practicing the skills. And if you feel like it, use some of these ideas just to practice. And who knows, wouldn't it be amazing? Okay, so in terms of the themes, we've had quite a range. So we had suffering last year, marriage the year before that. We've had death, close relationships, so that's really broad, lovely. We've had fate, power, family, honour, and then in your samples, revenge, disobedience, romantic love. So I've kind of been trying to think outside the box slightly. So one of the things I wondered is about the idea of how quickly things happen in this play, like, so how time has an impact on the plot and things being hasty, you know. So imagine, you know, you got the Romeo and Juliet love scene where she tells him off and says that his love is too like the lightning. How cool would it be when it would say, in this extract, their love appears to be moving fast. Where else do things move quickly in the play? So idea there. Youth versus age, a big theme that has not really come up here, yet. And although we've had lots of negative things like death and suffering, the whole kind of conflict or love and conflict blend hasn't come up, so that's worth looking at. And then my other one that's perhaps slightly outside the box is I wondered about parents, like parent figures. So we've had family honour, but we've not had family relationships. We've had close relationships, but obviously you can go down the love front on that. So I thought to myself, oh, parents. So that would give you an opportunity to look at the relationships between Juliet and her father and her mother. You might look at Romeo and his relationship with his father, but perhaps just to be a little bit out there, you might also look at the figures, that the nurse is the mother figure for Juliet and the friar is a father figure for Romeo, etc. Just some ideas. As always, we don't know what's going to happen. The exam boards are duty bound to be unpredictable. So what looks like an obvious choice, the exam boards will be aware of that, and so they'll be likely not to do it. So for goodness sake, revise broadly and widely, and that will set you in your best sort of possible chances for the exam. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the revision is going well, and good luck with the 2024 exams.